So if you woke up this morning wondering why the hell are all my videos muted, here's why. Universal Music Group had a licensing deal with TikTok that unfortunately expired February 1st, 2024. This license gave TikTok the ability to use UMG's music on their platform. Universal and TikTok did attempt to renew the license, but unfortunately neither party could really agree on anything, so that is why Universal decided to pull their music from TikTok. Which is why a vast majority of your videos are muted now, some of mine included. TikTok issued this statement on Tuesday, January 30th. And they're basically saying it's sad and disappointing that Universal Music Group has put their own greed above the interests of their artists and songwriters. And then they went on to say, we got 1 billion users on this thing, so we basically acted as a promotional tool for all of your artists, and this is how you repay us. And on that same day, UMG decided to chime in as well. I decided to read through this entire thing, so you don't have to. In this letter, UMG touches up on 3 major topics. The first of which is appropriate compensation for our artists and songwriters. The second one is protecting human artists from the harmful effects of AI, and online safety for TikTok's users. All 3 really good points for sure. I'm obviously down for musicians getting more money in their pocket at the end of the day, especially smaller musicians such as myself. And I've been saying for the longest time that AI is eventually going to be a problem, and we're already starting to get the first wind of that. As cool as it might have been to hear an AI James Hetfield, Serge Tankian, and Chester Bennington singing Baby One More Time by Britney Spears, it's going to be harmful for the human artists at the end of the day, especially the deceased ones. I wanted to touch up on this little paragraph right here. They basically say that TikTok infringes our artists' music and it has offered no meaningful solutions to the rising tide of content adjacency issues, let alone the tidal wave of hate speech, bigotry, bullying, and harassment on the platform. I have been on TikTok since 2020. I have experienced my own fair share of bullying, but it hasn't really been anything too detrimental, at least not in my opinion. Nothing that I personally can't handle anyway, aka the block button. The only means available to seek the removal of infringing or problematic content, such as pornographic deepfakes of artists, which I know is in reference to the AI Taylor Swift photos that were leaked out on Twitter recently. Taylor's fan base was obviously upset about that. Taylor herself was clearly upset with it, and obviously Universal is upset with it too. They also say that TikTok is trying to intimidate them into conceding to a bad deal that undervalues music and shortchanges artists and songwriters as well as their fans. And then they also go on to say that we haven't had this problem with any other platform. Why is TikTok giving us such a hard time? Might as well say goodbye to all your favorite UMG artists, because unless these two come to an agreement, you will not be hearing their music on TikTok anymore. Now, what artists are actually affected by this? A lot, actually. In the music industry, there's only 3 major labels, and those 3 are Universal Music Group, Sony, and Warner Brothers. Those 3 companies literally own all, if not most, of your favorite artists. Unless your favorite band is on like some indie label or something, chances are they're signed to either one of those record labels. So with Universal, right? These are all of the record labels that are currently under their belt, including Virgin, Def Jam, and many others. And if you go to their website, you could actually see all of their artists right now. I'm literally just scrolling down. I'm barely at the D's right now. This is an ungodly amount of artists, man. Some of their major artists include Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo, Lana Del Rey, The Weeknd, Ice Cube, Adele, Metallica, Korn, Linkin Park. I think Sleep Token might even be on there. A huge chunk of the music industry is gone on TikTok now, and it literally happened in a flash. So if you want to make musical TikToks in the future, you may be able to get away with a sped up or maybe even a slowed down version of whatever song you choose. But you could still run into issues with that because a lot of artists are actually putting out slowed down and sped up versions of their latest singles. The best course of action in this case is to obviously look for royalty-free music, or find an unknown artist that is on this platform that you really love, such as myself, Spinal Severance Package, Agony, or any of the other bands that I have in my Yo Homies playlist. It is pretty disappointing that this happened, but at the same time, this could also be a blessing in disguise for unknown artists. Believe me, as a musician myself, I'm all for artist compensation as well as songwriter compensation, but at the same time, does Taylor Swift really need more money? Does Metallica really need more money? I really think that this isn't gonna affect them all too well. See what I did there? At the end of the day, I really do hope that both companies do end up coming up with some type of agreement, but until then, give power to your unsigned artists out there. We could really use it. So that being said, listen to my music. I got a killer cover of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force theme song that you could use in any video of your choosing. And make sure that you check out the many unsigned artists that are currently on this platform.